Human effort that goes into being a sporting champion is beyond comprehension for normal people. While the rewards, of course, can be glorious, the sacrifices often take an enormous toll. Australian breaststroker Liesel Jones is one of our greatest Olympic swimmers, but her road to the top took many detours. In 2006, at the time of the Melbourne Commonwealth Games, I met not only a great athlete, but also a very thoughtful young woman, trying to weigh up if the benefits of competitive swimming were greater than the hardships.
This is more fashiony than sporty, yeah?
Now that Liesel Jones is far and away the fastest breaststroker in history, she's fast becoming a superstar.
Pull your arms back a little bit for me.
Her sponsor, Speedo, compares her with Thorpe in the pool and in the megabucks world of endorsements.
Stay there, that's great.
It's kind of model-like stuff, isn't it?
It is a little bit, and sometimes that's fun too, because then you sort of realise what it takes to do a bit of modelling and how, I guess, easy our job is. I mean, we train a lot, but to get a stand for 6 hours and eyes up, eyes down, face down is a lot harder.
Even now, she tends to talk down how good she is, because for years she'd been used to hiding her demons. Inside, this pretty young woman was insecure and unhappy.
It's only just now that I've realised that I am probably one of the world's best breaststrokers.
No, not one of them,
the best. And it still doesn't sink in that you are the best in your field, that you do. And until I made the Olympic team, I didn't realise the talent I had behind me.
Close up with Liesel, you see straight away that trait of a great natural. She makes it look so easy.
You have a lovely artistic thing happening with the hands.
I'm not supposed to do that. That's wrong. In the rules of breaststroke, that's wrong.
Oh, is it right?
When you're teaching breaststroke, you're actually supposed to come up and then pull your hands over, which I go that way. So when I first started swimming, everyone was like, you're not supposed to do that. So it was quite interesting, but that's the way I sort of do it, and it's almost like dancing, I guess. It's sort of just nice and fluent. And that's my secret, I think, being able to pull all the water forward and then having a strong kick behind it.
That killer kick is partly a genetic accident. Liesel was born with knocked knees and a twisted hip. Good for breaststroke, bad when you're a self-conscious young girl.
I used to just absolutely be so embarrassed about, and now it's my secret weapon, I guess, and it allows me to get a little bit more flexibility through my hips and probably allows me to swim a bit faster.
For the awkward girl from Brisbane, life was a complicated mix. A child prodigy going through puberty under enormous pressure. When she was 14, no one was more shocked than her to be chosen for the Sydney Olympics.
I was now no longer the schoolgirl, and I wasn't very anonymous anymore. I think the hardest thing for me to deal with was I was going through the same teenage issues that everyone else was, yet I had to do it in the public eye.
Okay, so let's go through it. You won the silver at the 2000 Olympics. How good was that?
Well, actually, I look back now, it's just a blur. It was just an incredible experience. And, gee, I just remember it being a whirlwind. I didn't care how I swam. I was just there having fun.
She came in second.
Liesel Jones.
The silver medal at the Olympic Games. Wow. But then it just got lost. She got lost for a little while.
The silver, it turns out, was a poison chalice. She was anointed for greatness, and commentators like Nicole Livingston admit they started pouring on the pressure.
We expected her to jump from the silver medal at 14 to a gold medal at the next international meet, which was a World Championships, and to the next Olympic Games in 2004. Yet she'd come second at the Olympic Games, which is a tremendous achievement.
She's got every chance to win it. Be an Australian gold medal, that's nice.
At the next big competition, the World Championships in Japan, winning was just expected. But she didn't stick to the script.
I guess I came off as a sore loser when I really wasn't. I was just very critical on myself.
Liesel is distressed. She's shedding a tear there.
It's bloody hard, isn't it?
It is hard, and I think people don't realise that all the time, that you work so hard and you put blood, sweat and tears into every day, and people don't see behind the scenes. But
Well, you're entitled to be disappointed, aren't you? But we say you can't be.
that is true, and I think that was a hard thing because I'm very honest with myself, that I know that I've done everything that I can. Yes, I was disappointed, and it's almost a case of you're not allowed to be, or don't show it.
Suddenly, the public were calling talkback stations. I heard it, saying, what a bad sport. This little snotty-nosed brat is not reacting the way that a true champion should react.
It was a pretty tough time, I have to say, and I almost think I slipped into depression. I just was pretty close and just pretty much shut myself off from the world, didn't read newspapers, and it came to the point where I had to shut myself inside my home and not listen to anyone. And
How dark did it get?
it got pretty dark, I think, to the point where I wanted to quit swimming. I wanted to leave my family. I wanted to go overseas. I didn't want to do it anymore. And yeah, to the point that I almost wanted to end my life, that it was just so hard that I didn't even want to be here.
Then came the big one, Athens 2004.
I didn't even want to go. Like this deep feeling inside me, I didn't tell anyone. I thought, I don't want to be put on this stage. If I get second again, my life is just going to end. And I'm just, what am I going to do? It happened to be that way, and I just couldn't believe it. I just thought my world is just going to fall apart.
What many people didn't realise was that through all this, Liesel's family was falling apart. The plumbing business went bankrupt. Her parents' marriage ended bitterly, and Liesel lost all contact with her father.
It was a pretty big impact when my dad left when I was about 12 or 13, and something that I'm still probably hurting from now. And
He's quoted as saying that he's sorry he wasn't there. Are you sorry too?
I am a little bit sorry, and I think you can't help what happens between your parents, but I just wish I didn't have so much hate back in that stage, and I'm started to learn to forgive, and I think that eased a lot of pressure on myself too. I didn't have that dark spot in my heart where you just don't want to hate anybody. You know, I know that he's sorry and I know that he's proud of me, but I'm just not ready yet.
Médaille d'argent représentant l'Australie.
So it's not surprising that Liesel found it hard to serve up the trademark grin when she won a silver and bronze in Athens. That's when some of the legends of swimming dumped on her. She was called a sport brat by Dawn Fraser, no less.
I mean, we all grew up loving Dawn Fraser. We grew up admiring her and her performances. And I'm sure for Liesel, having someone that is a legend of our sport say that would have been devastating.
It's worse than being told you're fat. It's something so deep inside that really pulls at your heartstrings to say, well, maybe I should work on my attitude, and that's when things started to change.
There and then, Liesel Jones began working on her own renaissance. She started a life outside the pool, enrolling in a beauty course. And the biggest change of all, an inspirational new coach, Swiss-born Stefan Widmer.
Do you crack that whip or you were tough? No?
They tell me that I'm very good at making them feel guilty.
Oh, Catholic, huh?
Yeah, I'm not very loud, very rare, seldom loud.
Did you keep the head in throughout the breakout?
They told me actually that sometimes we wish you would scream at us and not just make a comment and we go back and we feel guilty about it.
Do you do that deliberately?
No.
Yes, you do.
So Liesel's in the water, and needless to say, Australia has gone.
In the space of 18 months, Liesel found out how to win and how to break world records. In Melbourne, Liesel won 4 golds and broke 2 world records.
Record in the 100 here.
Imagine the relief, not least for Liesel's mother Rosemary and her grandmother Mari.
Big lead.
For Liesel, this was the sweetest win of all, the world record-breaking medley relay, because she could share it.
Oh, you look so lovely!
The night after their triumph, we joined the new Mean Machine to celebrate. It was the first time out of swimmers and tracksuits, and they were revelling in it. Sophie Eddington, Jessica Schipper, Libby Lenton, Liesel, her boyfriend Mitch Spencer, and of course, Mum.
Are you enjoying the moment?
Walking in here tonight, people clapping us on the way. I was like, oh wow,
I got mobbed in the bathroom today.
Did you?
I was trying to go to the bathroom.
Can I take a photo? I'll pull my pants up now.
The joys of being a winner.
Yeah.
I love that we get cheered and supported for doing something that we love doing. And you get recognised walking to this restaurant. Clapped walking into the restaurant. I mean, it's not every day somebody gets clapped for walking in to eat. It's just amazing. I can't believe it.
And they really can't believe it.
Did you know you were going to do that world record beforehand?
We never actually mentioned it. Stefan was our relay coach, so I think he knew we could potentially go it, and but what he said to us was basically, we all each need to do our individual job in the relay. I think he knew.
Now, I spoke to Stefan this afternoon, and I figured out he told me what he does. He makes you all feel guilty.
He was just like, I don't want to disappoint anyone, so I'll go swim fast. And he does that look. Yeah. And you're like, no. Yeah.
Well, it works.
It works. It works every time.
DANIELLE?
Unquestionably, 2006 is the year of Liesel Jones.
I have a lot more confidence to say, hi, what's your name, how you going, and whatnot.
And strolling Melbourne last week without a care in the world, she gave every impression that the tough times are finally behind her.
There you go. Thanks, no worries.
Obviously, there was that crucial time when you could have gone anyway and thrown it in and gone off and hated the world and yourself.
And you would live with hate for the rest of your life.
But you obviously love that swimming enough to want to do something about changing.
I think it's more about loving myself enough, really. It was more about, I care about what people think about me, that I don't want to live a mediocre life. I want to live a life that I love, and I want to love the person that I am. And if I had quit swimming, I think I would have hated myself for it, would have hated the world, and I would have just lived a horrible life that I would have regretted. So I think that change was a good change for me, and I think I made the right choice.